Well, you look at where you had some positives and try to carry those over into the next game, and just really just cool down. Give yourself a chance to reflect. It's kind of crazy. We got to come in here and answer all these questions right after a game like that, but it's just part of the business, and you just look your teammates in the eyes and tell them that we can get them next game. Still one here on their home floor. It's going to be tough, obviously, but we're built for it, and we did some good things tonight. Some things that we could definitely clean up on is the things that we can control, like their offensive rebounding, limiting them to one shot, one possession. I feel like that's what really gave them some life towards the end of the game, was just getting those offensive rebounds and making some big plays. But being up 3 with 45 seconds is obviously not safe when you're in this building. So it's just part of being in the playoffs and being on the journey.
Yeah, 39. Can you take us through what all you had to navigate through and all you had to block out to be locked in and have the performance you had?
It's the playoffs, so there's a level of efficiency that you want to have throughout the possessions that you're able to play in a game like this. So I was just really zeroed in on what the mission was, what the goal was, and that was just to play our best basketball, weather the storm, deal with the ups and downs, know that they're going to make runs, we're going to make runs, and be able to respond. Come to timeouts, come out of timeouts with the execution mindset, have the same mentality, just rest at the end, not in the middle, and just live with the results. So.
Hey, Kai, this is a two-pointer. What was your vantage point on that last play where they push it? Smart finds Tatum.
Yeah, I came over to help, and there was already somebody doubling on the ball. It was 10 seconds left when I saw JB catch it. Derek White pushed it up to JB, and I just thought we had a good time to really settle the ball. But I thought JB was going to go up initially, and he passed it out to Marcus. Marcus head faked and dribbled in between the lane. Then I was left with 2 guys on the backside, so I had to make a choice. And JT made a spinning layup, and that's how I saw it from my vantage point.
And it looked like there were a couple times where you gave the fans the finger. I'm curious, was there anything that you thought crossed the line today, and are you the kind of guy that gets motivated by kind of going back and forth with the fans? Do you kind of use that internally as something to fire you up?
Look, I'm just where I'm from. I'm used to all these antics and people being close nearby. It's nothing new when I come into this building, what it's going to be like, but it's the same energy they have for me, and I'm going to have the same energy for them. And it's not every fan. I don't want to attack every fan, every Boston fan, but, when people start yelling pussy and bitch and fuck you and all this stuff, it's but so much you can take as a competitor. And, we're the ones expected to be docile and be humble and take a humble approach. Nah, fuck that, it's the playoffs. This is what it is. I know what to expect in here, and it's the same energy I'm giving back to them. It is what it is. I'm not really focused on it. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? And like again, where I'm from, I've dealt with so much. So coming in here, you relish it as a competitor. And this is, I'm going to keep repeating myself when I say again, but this isn't my first time in TD Garden. So what you guys saw and what you guys think is as entertainment, or the fans think is entertainment, all is fair in competition. So if somebody's gonna call me out of my name, I'm gonna look at them straight in the eye and see if they really about it. Most of the time, they're not.
Kyrie, to that point, do you feel like the hostility that you get still?
Let's not focus on this. Like, ask me questions about the game. Like, it's not about the fans. The fans aren't playing.
From a basketball standpoint,
yeah.
Do you feel like the hostility you get?
There's no hostility, bro. It's basketball.
Well, you were flicking some people off. I'd say that's some hostility.
From what? What point? Are you guessing that that's hostility, or like hostility for me is like growing up?
Well, we've never seen that from you this season, where you are running down the floor flicking people off.
This is the first time you actually caught it, because it's a big-time game. I respond in different ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to focus on that. If you want to ask me questions about the fans, go ask them. Go on the street and ask them questions. All right?
But I'm asking from your perspective, from a basketball perspective, do you feel like the hostility that you get?
It's not hostility,
fans,
bro.
Do you feel like the energy you get from fans in this building brings
Embrace
out
it.
the best from you?
Embrace it. Embrace it. It's the dark side. Embrace it.
I know you said you wanted the Celtics fans to move forward. Do you feel as if that could ever happen?
don't care at this point. Let's get to the series and talk about our possessions and how we can get better. Not gonna focus on the past with Boston. I'm on the Brooklyn Nets. I'm happy to be with my teammates and competing out there.
Kyrie, two quick questions. One, what contributed to the 15-2 run that they went on in the start of the third quarter in your eyes?
Just a lack of focus on our end. Just starting off the third quarter, watching some of the film on them, the games that they play against the top teams. They really come out in the third quarter and try to put their stamp on the game, create that separation. That way they can just pace out the game. So moving forward, we just got to be aware that when we're coming out in the third quarters, they're really just going to put the foot on the gas pedal. We just got to be aware.
And second, just Kevin obviously didn't have his best shooting night. How do you help him get either better looks or is there anything that you guys need to do to get him to have a more efficient game too?
Nothing to overthink with Kevin Durant. We know who he is. We know he's going to go back, watch film, and prepare. It may have looked like a bad shooting night, but I know his second half looked a lot better than his first shooting-wise. But he was doing all the little things. And we know how high his expectations are for himself. So we're not going to overthink it. But we definitely got to look ourselves in the mirror as a team and just see where we can control the little things, the little details to help us be able to close out the game. I feel like we had the game in control, and then, final second shot beats us, and now we're sitting here, asking questions about hostility and shit like that.